What's up, boys? Just a Mechanic. Welcome back. So, I recently got a little gift from China. High quality spray gun. High quality. So they say. Alright, so this is the knockoff Gti Prolite, Gti Prolite, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, it came pre-damaged from China, courtesy of whoever the fuck makes these. And yeah, it says high quality spray gun on it. GTI, TTS. Guess what? More than likely, that's Seijing Arita's work right here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what the whole commotion is. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna compare it to a real one. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox this. Damn, this is harder than it looks. Shit. Oh, I guess it would help if I open it the right way. TTS, look at that. Chinese lettering. Plastic cup, cool. Wrapped in foam. Let's see what else it's got. What the hell is this? Crack pipe? Yeah, I guess so. Time. Gti Pro Super. First impressions? Not impressed. So, comparing these two together, right? There is a lot of issues with this copy. And I'm gonna go in detail why this gun, this copycat, clone, knockoff, fake, fraudulent spray guns, whatever you wanna call it, I'm gonna show you why this spray gun is complete garbage. As you guys know, I did a video not too long ago talking about who makes a lot of these fake spray guns, right? And I have some hints about who makes this. As you can see, maybe you can't see, but it says TTS on it. That tells me that it's made by Seijing Arita. As you can see, it has no labeling on it. It's got no stamp, right? Somebody put a sticker on it to say GTI Pro Super. As far as the fit and finish goes on the gun, it's pretty nice. You can see it's coated in oil, because every time I go like this, you can see like a sheen of just pure, I don't know, motor oil maybe? I don't know what they used, but it's all over this gun, even on the outside. But anyway, let's get into all the details of why this spray gun is complete garbage. All right, so example number one of why this spray gun right out of the box is complete garbage. I'm not sure if you guys are able to catch that, but look at the air cap. Complete shit as far as the material goes. They did a pretty good job machining it, but where they didn't do so well is the holes. All right, so I came into my kitchen just for your guys' viewing pleasure. Well, basically I have the best lighting here in my kitchen. Everywhere else it's a little bit too dark. It is nighttime here at my apartment, so yeah, I'm not able to get some really good lighting. But I wanted to kind of do a big breakdown of these two guns and really show you the differences between the parts. Now, some of them are pretty close. Okay, like this spring, it's not too bad. Obviously, we have a size difference here, right? The original here on the right side, obviously, the original ones is a bit smaller, whereas the knockoff is much larger. Also, a key difference to notice here is the baffle seals. The one on the right is a lot better quality than the cheap one. Now, why is it? This one actually feels like it feels like the part is like a styrofoam cup, if you will. I think they call it polystyrene or something around there for the type of plastic that it is. Basically, it's like a styrofoam cup. This one is also similar, but on the face of the gasket, it feels like it's got a layer of some sort of plastic. I'm not sure what type of plastic it is, but it basically gives it a little bit more resistance to solvents, whereas this one has no protection for solvents. So my best guess is this gasket's probably going to deteriorate very, very quickly compared to this one, being that this has like a little layer of plastic on top, right? Also, moving on, so the springs, also pretty similar. As you can see, the one on the right is from the original. You can see it's a slightly longer. Let me see if I can focus a little bit better. That's better. Obviously, a little slightly longer than the other one. It feels like it's got just about the same resistance. Actually, this one actually feels a little harder, to be honest with you. So the fake one probably feels a little bit harder versus the original one is a little bit less. It's got a little bit less of a give, right? So or a little bit more of a give. Also, the baffles, if we look here, so we got a little bit different design. Well, at least at first glance, they look like a different design, right? So let me see if I could get a little closer for you guys. There you go. You know what? Excuse my the background noise. I'm right next to the refrigerator, so if you guys hear something running, that's basically my refrigerator going. Anyway, so the baffle is slightly different design. So here on the fake, you got a plastic type. I don't know what kind of material that is. Probably maybe nylon. I don't think it is, though. It doesn't feel like it's glass reinforced. But anyway, pretty similar in design. They tried to copy it, but if you notice here, you got a little bit more of an opening here on the original. Let me get my needle. Here on the original, you got a really nice hollowed out opening here on top, versus the fake only has these two little holes to breathe out of. Basically, they're changing the design just for basically copyright reasons. You know, they don't want Devilbiss to go after these guys for copying their exact design. Although it's very, very similar, it is slightly different. Obviously, we're going to have a little bit more airflow on the Gti Prolite versus the fake Gti Prolite. I mean, how much air can you possibly get out of these smaller holes compared to this one? Also, it's going to create some sort of turbulence under the air cap, versus this one. It's going to be much more flow but less turbulence, because you don't have a pressure difference. It's kind of works like a venturi if you think of it that way. You got a lot of air getting pushed into this small area. What's going to happen is there's going to be a pressure difference there, versus this area right here. It's hollowed out, so whatever is coming in is also coming out. So you got a lot more air coming out of here, and less turbulence under the air cap, which is that's actually a good thing. Now let me flip these around to show you guys what I found interesting. So obviously we got an opening right here on top, and well, this one has a plastic cover, but I was able to remove this plastic cover, and as you can see, there we got those two holes, but it's almost identical. They copied it pretty well. There are some minor differences, but nothing really that I can say that is going to make a major difference. As far as the material goes, it seems like they're both made out of the same material. Both the machining was done very, very well. Even on the knockoff was done pretty well. Obviously, like I said, we have a design difference here, but that's the only thing I could really see different so far. There is, like I said, some quality difference between the parts, but we're going to go ahead and continue on for the sake of length of this video. So, all right, the biggest notable difference here is the air cap, and I really, really want to show you guys the difference between them. Let me see if I can get real close in here. So, obviously, the fake is on the left, the real is on the right, and there is a big notable difference. Maybe I could show you there. So as you can see, the fake one, the face of the air cap is a lot smaller, right? And it's actually not machined properly. As you can see here, it kind of goes inwards, like this part is shorter than this part. So we have a longer part here and a shorter part here, which is kind of odd. Here on the original, we have basically a nice even face on the air cap. Also a notable difference, the holes are a little bit more separated on the original versus the knockoff. You can see that the holes are a lot closer to the center of the hole. Also a big difference is these air holes right here on the side on the air horns. They're actually not straight, and I will zoom into this to show you guys better, but just want to give you guys a heads up. This air cap is defective, straight from the get-go, right out of the box. It's pretty bad, and I will get into detail. I'm going to change my lens, but first I kind of want to just show you a little rundown of all the other parts. So, alright, so now we got to looking at the air caps. Let's go ahead and take a look at the needles. Let me adjust the focus here. Alright, so the needles at first glance look pretty similar, but they're actually very different. And one of the key differences is the step down on the needle. If you look on the one on the right, which is the original, it's got this kind of this step down, and also the thickness of the needle is different. Obviously, it's going to be a lot thinner out here and thicker out here, versus the fake is the same size all the way across. So that is a notable difference. Unfortunately, the parts are not interchangeable, so you're not going to be able to change the parts over from one to another. It's going to change the gun completely. However, that being said, let me zoom out real quick. That being said, the air cap ring actually screws on from the fake onto the original, which I found pretty interesting. So you could technically swap the whole cap over to the fake and now have a Gti Prolite with a fake Gti Prolite body. So I found that pretty interesting. Also, let's go ahead and, since we're already talking about that, let's go ahead and take a look at those rings here. Some notable differences as well right here. One is material, and two is the ring, the air cap seal. Sorry, I don't know why I called it ring. The air cap seal, very, very thick and very, very hard. It's a very hard plastic. It's not smooth, and it's actually a little bit oblong. Some parts are sticking out or protruding further than others. On the original, you got a nice little small, probably plastic. It's still a hard material on the original, but it's actually softer than the fake. This one's like super hard and also very large, as you can see right here. It's taking up a lot of space up in there. So those are some notable differences. As far as the, let me get these out of the way here. Give me one sec. All right, so as far as the nozzles go, not much different here. But if you do notice, let me get my needle. If you do notice, you could see that the original, the head of the nozzle here is cut all the way down, almost to the base of the nozzle. If you look at the fake, they only cut it down only about halfway or maybe a quarter of the way. They didn't machine it all the way down, as you can see here. Let me get a better view here for you guys. So as you can see, it's got this shoulder here, right? And the original doesn't have that shoulder. That shoulder is a lot more shallower than the one on the left, which is a fake one. So obviously they didn't take the time to machine this all the way down, probably trying to save on machining cost. So yeah, a little bit of a cost savings there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at the gun body of the original. As you can see, the original's got nicely rounded edges, very well made, very well machined, very minor flaws. Like I said, the only flaw, and let me back up for a second. This gun I bought used. The guy did use it. So any defects, I mean, it's not really a defect. It is a used gun. It's a secondhand gun. So just want to put that out there. So if you see any nicks or scratches or anything like that, as well, it's been used, and I have used it myself as well. But getting back to it, the edges of the gun are nicely rounded. There's no real anything sharp, and the only thing, like I said, that I don't like is the pink powder coat or the purplish powder coat. I'm not a big fan of that. If we go to the fake, however, it's got a nice gloss-like finish. You can see it even has oil still on the outside, which is I've never seen oil put on the outside of a gun. But maybe they did that just to make it look more shiny. I'm not sure. Obviously, we're missing the stamp here, but you could see that the edges are a lot sharper here on the fake, correct? And obviously, we got some labeling missing as compared to the original. So if we look, you got 1, 2, 3 items on the fake. When you look at the original, obviously you got a lot more. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then also the embossing is also there. So you got some key differences here from the fake to the real. Also, the trigger deflection is actually pretty good on this copy. As far as the gun body goes, they did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna say much there. The threading, the machining on the threading is pretty bad, but I mean, for a fake spray gun, that's pretty good. On the original, obviously you're gonna get damn near perfection. The slop on the trigger is just about the same as the fake, so pretty good there as far as the copy goes. If we notice here, you got a plastic-like plunger, I guess you could call it. I'm not sure what they would call it actually. Maybe a stopper. I think it stops the trigger and gives it a smoother, it's like a bump stop, I guess. I'm not too sure what that would really do. The trigger is a lot harder to pull on the fake versus the original. The original is a lot easier, and mind you, I don't have a needle in either one, but you can actually pretty much see the difference there versus I'm not sure if you guys can tell the difference, but a lot harder of a trigger on the fake compared to the original. Alright, so now that we've done kind of a basic breakdown of the fake versus, I'm sorry, the fake versus the original, let's go ahead and look at some of these parts in detail. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the insides. Now, I was able to take out the baffle on the fake, which is on the right hand side. Now, at first glance, if we really take a look real close here, the original, obviously the pinkish purple color, looks like the finish isn't as good as the Chinese one. So I will give it that. The Chinese does look like it was finished off just a little bit better, given that the type of coating that they put on this thing is actually a pretty good coating compared to this one that Devilbiss used. Not really something that I prefer. I think I've mentioned that in a previous video. Kind of like a rough, dry powder coat type finish, and that finish is also inside. Now, if we look at here on the fake, you can see that it's got a pretty smooth finish throughout. Even on the outside of the gun, it's got a very nice finish. So I will give it that. The gun isn't as bad as far as the finished product goes. Also, some key differences here. As we notice here on the original, we got this kind of this small slot right here for the shape of the baffle seal. If we go to the other one, however, you don't have that slot. That slot is gone. So also, if you notice right here, the pin is actually on the body of the fake, whereas the real Gti Prolite does not have a pin here in the center. Basically, it's on the baffle of the gun, so it's basically a reverse design, right? So yeah, so you got a female on the original Gti Prolite, and on the fake, it has this has the pin on it for the baffle seal, basically just to align it and to hold it. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty similar design. Let me see if I can move around here and give you guys a good glimpse. So let's go ahead and take a look at the original here. So you can see it's got some brass inserts in there, right up in there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the fake. You can see it doesn't have those brass inserts, and you can actually see some machining marks. So somebody actually did do some machining in here. But it's pretty close in design. It's hard to see in there because it's black, but you could see basically these two holes right here in the gun's body design for the air cap, right? For the flow of the air cap. If we look at the original here, oh shit. If you look at the original, it's like completely hogged out. So the original actually flows out a lot more than the knockoff would. You could actually look inside there and you could see it's pretty hollowed out. If you look at the fake, however, you can see it's only got two holes. So a similar design, but not quite the same. Alright? Like I said, the finish is pretty good on the outside. They did a pretty good job as far as basically sanding the outside of the gun to make it look basically as good as it can look, really. GTI Super right there. Obviously it's got no stamp on it. And let's go ahead and take a look at the original here. Here's the original. As you can see, it's got that kind of that rough texture. The edges are nicely round on the original one. It's got the nice stamping, and but like I said, I don't like the coating on this. Personally, I would stick with the black one. Not obviously not the fake Techno Prolite, but the black version of the Techno Prolite is what I'm referring to. This same finish. So the finishing was actually done pretty well. I will give it that. The threads on the threads aren't very good. I'll just leave it at that. Obviously they didn't copy everything on it because some of the lettering is missing. Obviously the stamping is missing, and yeah, and then obviously we have a little air valve here at the bottom here. So yeah, so this is the fake. Alright, so what did I think about the original versus the fake? Obviously, there's a lot of issues with this fake Devilbiss GTI Pro Super. It's basically trash, guys. You get what you pay for. This is complete and utter disgust to the painting community. Do not buy this gun. It'll be the worst amount of investment ever. I think Harbor Freight spray guns are even better than this. For the same money I bought this, I could have bought the professional spray gun from Harbor Freight, and I think I would have been better off in that case. And I do own that gun, by the way, and it sprays pretty well. I know a lot of you guys like that gun, and like I said, it's pretty good. For 50 bucks, when you catch them on sale, they're pretty good. Way better than this, better quality, and yeah, I don't know where you guys are getting your information from. A lot of you guys had said that you guys got really good results with the fake GTI Prolites, and I'm not seeing it. This air cap is complete trash. It's not cut well, and now that I'm looking at it, the air horns are actually at a different angle. Something I forgot to mention, and that I just took notice of it right now. So unfortunately, the air cap is complete trash. I already got a hold of Devilbiss, trying to get my money back, or at least get another air cap for my spray gun. Unfortunately, they aren't responding to my messages. So that is the type of quality control and customer service that you are going to get when you buy these fake spray guns. Basically, there's no backing, there's no support, there's no replaceable parts, really. I mean, I guess you could take some off of a real Techno Prolite and put them on. It would be better parts, right? But unfortunately, some of the parts aren't interchangeable, and there's a lot of quality issues here. So if you're thinking about buying one of these, don't. Save your money. You're going to waste your money, and this was 65 bucks. So you could get some pretty decent ones. If you are gonna go the fake route, I would recommend the Weta 5000B. That gun was about 50 bucks from Alibaba. Let's see what other guns I could recommend. The Professional from Harbor Freight is also right around 50 bucks. Like I said, with the coupon, you can get that one. You can get some used Black Widows sometimes for like 80 bucks. Yeah, so there are a lot of other guns out there that you can buy for the same money that you're gonna get a fake Gti Prolite. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend this gun, and I would have liked to do a spray gun shootout, fake versus real, but unfortunately, I could already tell you what the results are gonna be, just because this copy is that bad. It's really bad. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Hopefully these videos are helpful to somebody out there in the world that is thinking about getting a fake. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You're just gonna spend your money, and yeah, you're not gonna get anything out of it. Yeah, the only thing I can say is that I'll probably be keeping the cup part of it. The rest of the gun is, well, if I could find an air cap, I might end up doing the spray gun shootout between these two. Or if I could get the company to actually respond to my emails, then yeah, that would be something that I would consider in the future. But as of right now, I cannot recommend this spray gun. Don't buy it. And anyway, that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, share, subscribe, please guys. I'm trying to reach a goal of 1,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. Hopefully by next year, by 2020, I'll be at the 1,000 subscriber mark. So anyway, I'm just a mechanic. Stay spraying guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.